You know, in classrooms all across the country, there's this kind of hidden challenge. How do we actually support young bilingual students when we can only see half of their literacy skills? Well, today we're going to dive into a tool designed to fix that exact problem, mCLASS Lectura. We're going to break down what it is, how it works, and why it's making such a huge difference.
Wow. This quote really just gets straight to the heart of it, doesn't it? For decades, not having the right tools has meant that Spanish-speaking students have been, completely misunderstood. And this isn't some abstract problem. It has real, tangible consequences for a child's entire educational journey. It's exactly why a purpose-built solution is so incredibly urgent.
And that brings us to the core of the issue, this massive literacy gap. For years and years, educators have been stuck in this tough spot. They might know a student is a fluent Spanish speaker at home, but their school assessments, which are almost always only in English, they just don't show the student's true abilities. It creates this huge blind spot. I mean, it's literally like trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing. Think about it. If a teacher can't see a student's strengths in Spanish, how on earth can they build on them? This incomplete picture has been the frustrating reality in so many classrooms for way too long. So, how do you find those missing puzzle pieces? Well, that is precisely what this tool was designed to do. And here's the most important thing you need to get about mCLASS Lectura. It's not just a translation of an English test. No way. It was developed from the ground up by experts in Spanish literacy for the unique way that children learn to read in Spanish. It totally respects the structure and the sounds of the language itself. And this thing is absolutely packed with features. It's grounded in what's called the science of reading, which just means its methods are backed by solid cognitive research. It even integrates screening for challenges like dyslexia. But here's the crucial part. It doesn't just spit out a score. It gives teachers specific activities to do, turning that data into action, like right away, with reports you can get in both languages. This right here is how you get that complete picture. When you pair it with its English counterpart, a teacher can finally see a student's full linguistic profile. They can figure out if a student gets a concept in Spanish, but just struggles with the English word for it. And that tells you the issue isn't comprehension, it's vocabulary. That is a game-changing insight. Okay, so what does this actually look like in a real classroom? Let's break down how this whole assessment process works. So the assessment zeroes in on these really foundational skills. As you can see, it measures everything from fluidez en número de letras, which is basically how fast a student can name letters, all the way up to fluidez en la lectura oral, which is oral reading fluency. Each of these is a super quick 1-minute check-in that gives a really precise snapshot of a specific skill. Let's zoom in on that first task, FNL, just to see how it works. It's so simple, but it's incredibly revealing. A teacher sits down with a student, shows them a page of letters, and for just 60 seconds, the student names as many as they can. This tells you in a flash how automatic their alphabet recognition is. And this right here is such a crucial detail. This is not some computer test where a kid is just clicking buttons. This is a teacher working one-on-one with a student. That direct observation is priceless. The teacher can see if a child is hesitant, or if they're confident, or if they're using a certain strategy. All those little nuances a computer would totally miss. It's about seeing how a student thinks, not just what they know. But look, collecting data is only step one. The real question is, what do you do with it? And this is where the system really starts to shine, by turning those scores into an actual plan for instruction. So a student's score isn't just some number, it's a diagnosis. The system pinpoints the exact scale a student needs to work on, and then, bam, it provides the teacher with targeted activities to help them. It's a direct line from data to action, which makes personal learning actually achievable in a busy classroom. Okay, so great instruction is key. But we all know the learning ecosystem goes way beyond the school walls, right? The program gets this, and it builds this really powerful bridge between the classroom and home. Because let's be real, a full support system is absolutely essential for a child's success. And that means you have to involve the most important people in their lives, their parents and caregivers. So, through this portal called mCLASS Home Connect, families get access to lessons, activities, and progress updates, all in both English and Spanish. This just takes all the guesswork out of it. It gives them clear, simple ways to back up what's happening in the classroom, making them real, confident partners in their kids' education. So, when you put it all together, the design that was built from scratch for Spanish, The direct link to what to do next in the classroom, the family resources, and that real-world validation, it all comes back to one big goal: creating educational equity. And so that really leaves us with this final thought. What happens when we give our educators the tools to see a student's entire linguistic world? We're not just avoiding misclassifying them, we are finally providing true personalized support. The ultimate goal here isn't just to measure literacy, it's to unlock the incredible potential that's been there all along for every single child.